Welcome back to Soccer Cards United. It's episode 124 of the best soccer part, well, certainly the biggest soccer card podcast in the world. And my name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hi, Enzo.
Hey, Jason.
That's a nice jersey.
Oh yes, I just wanted to for the day that's in it. I wanted to remind people who's not at the party.
Cool.
People, if you're still in the tournament, you're lucky. We're not at the party.
And what a party it is, by the way. A great spectacle.
Oh my goodness.
We are going to talk about all of the comings and goings and toings and froings of the last round of the group stage in a few minutes. But first, we talked about on the last show, I think on Monday, we talked about the announcement, the backdoor kind of announcement of the Jude Bellingham platinum set that was announced through a competition tweet, like Merlin 98 Heritage had been. And then we also got released some new kind of art to give us a little preview of what this Jude set is going to look like. If you haven't seen that, it's on Topps UK's social media.
And this is the second ever platinum curated set after the Jose Mourinho set that came out recently.
So, you know, how are those? Do we get any of those Jose on-card autos out in the wild?
I haven't seen any, but I'm pretty sure there is.
I'm going to just search that now just so I have an idea. We're talking about platinum sets. There's one, a sticker auto, I believe, up for $250. Okay. Yeah, they seem to be selling well, those Jose autographs. That's exciting.
That's nice to know.
Nice to know. Good to know. But the Jude set is a different proposition. I felt the Jose set was very kind of Jose Mourinho, very classy, very dark color palette. You know, a lot of
some
like,
big players.
Big players. Jude is a lot brighter. It's a lot younger. It's a lot louder. And the art for it is very bright and very colourful. That's my big take on that.
And it seems to be using just 2 of the UEFA licenses, not 3, which is interesting.
Yeah, Champions League, Europa League. We see in it we have Alejandro Garnacho.
First licensed
autographs. Leo Messi auto, Vinny Jr. auto, Jude Bellingham auto as well. I like Jude's auto. Is that a new Jude auto with the 22?
It is. Oh, the 22 is very new actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
The JB is mid-new.
The JB is where he's been going, but I'm pretty sure that 22 is new.
Yeah, he's added to it. I think he might have said, I have my own little curated set here. I'm going to... He realizes he's signing his autograph a lot. It's time to make it special.
Cool. And then we have some base cards on view. We have Musiala, we have Saka, we have Bellingham, and we have Mikhailo Mudryk as well. So that's an exciting set. I haven't had any of the platinum cards in hand. I'd be excited to
see what they're all about.
To cop a feel.
Looks like an interesting set anyway.
We'll see what happens.
That's coming soon.
I think that kind of color palette and that kind of design thing, you know, there's a thing with there's like a real generational split in football jerseys where clubs now release all these football jerseys and they have, whether it be like the Ajax, like looks like the floor in a sports hall, or you have the Man United zebra one from a couple of years ago, all that stuff, and a lot of older fans wonder what are these are not anything I would ever wear. But the companies like Nike and Adidas have done all their research, and they say that with a younger crowd, the design really doesn't matter. It's the boldness of the design is the most important metric in terms of its appeal. So if you kind of just make it very bright and very brash and very like in your face, that will appeal to people, even if they won't even think about, do I like this design? They'll just say this is a choice, this is a statement.
Ooh,
I'm wearing it.
Okay.
And that somehow applies to this.
The box looks really trippy.
Yep.
That's my thing. You had a big in-depth. You're a big in-depth about what the fashion industry and the youth of today, and I just think the box looks a bit trippy. I like the look of the Jose. I like this idea of a platinum curated set. It's definitely a step above normal curated sets that we're seeing for players.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's new.
Usually we have like paper curated sets. We did an extensive deep dive on the golden auction on Monday, and that should finish over the weekend.
I wouldn't call it extensive, but we deep dived it.
Yeah.
I mean, we picked out a couple of bits.
Yeah.
Not extensive. I think
Well, I mean, there was extensive stuff. Then I had to cut some stuff out,
that's true.
so it was less extensive than it could have been. But on Monday we'll have all the results and we can
Dive into it.
do it. Yeah,
Again, Golden Auction, World Cup auction finishes in 1 day, 5 hours and 16 minutes as
And
of recording this.
I would like to know if someone out there is bidding on something or is looking at something. Let us know what you're looking at.
You can get a 1993, Jason, Ronaldo Nazario signed, notarized Cruzeiro Esports Club membership card. Under $2,000, Jason. It's like an ID. What do you think? Would you like to own this in your collection?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm not really a big memorabilia guy. Is that gonna hurt my chances on this podcast?
I think hugely. He's 22? No, he's not 22. Don't know what age he is here.
17.
You know, he's a lot older than the ones you see where people are like 4 years of age.
Yeah, the Leo Messi youth team ID card, that kind of thing.
Whatever's going on with that one, yeah. You're not a huge memorabilia guy.
Not a big memorabilia guy.
Would you not consider sports collectibles to be memorabilia? Like, is a sports card sports memorabilia or no?
I don't think so, because sports memorabilia for me is
Jerseys and stuff?
something that was used in the normal course of the sport that is now being kept as a souvenir. Cards have nothing to do with the sport.
Okay.
They're printed. It's a parallel.
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
There's a 2021 Steve Aoki Football Festival Marcus Acuna
Now you're speaking my
autograph of 25 PSA 10.
language. Sorry, this is on the golden auction.
Yeah. This I went to the last page for the giggles.
Yeah.
Where do you see that in then, Jason? It's a PSA 10 of 25 Marcus Acuna Steve Aoki Football Festival autograph. Gem Mint 10. What do you think it's at right now? It has one bid.
I think it's at $30.
$10. Look at that.
Okay, wow.
I think 12 with the buyer's premium. Ken doesn't add a buyer's premium to that, does he?
He does, of course.
Oh, Ken, come on.
Yeah, Ken knows. You count the pennies and the pounds look after themselves.
Okay. Listen.
But
Do you think here's the question for you, Jay. Do you think buying low end stuff on golden auctions and bringing it to a card show and trying to sell it is a good?
No. I think that's I don't think it would be. You wouldn't be able to do that with the kind of scale or the kind of frequency that it would actually make a difference to your life.
Jason doesn't have the dog in him, ladies and gents.
I don't like if that Marcus Cunha, you buy it for what, £10,
Yeah.
$10. By the time you have it and all that stuff, you pay the buyer's premium.
The $2?
The $2.
You don't think you could get $30 for that at a show? 2x your money. Find me a 2x anywhere else in this world. You won't.
But I'm saying,
You might.
yeah, I'm saying
It's
you
better than
might.
buying these Leaf cards, let me tell you.
Some of them
Some of them.
work out. I'm sure anyone who bought one of those Garnacho autos is up for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And the Endrick.
Yeah.
We have to give respect where it's due. Mm-hmm. But I still don't like them, personally.
No, neither do I. But God bless anyone who buys that Marcus Acuna. I mean, an Argentina fan can buy that. He's starting at the World Cup for Argentina.
Yeah, why not? Why God bless?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying I don't have any. I think that's something that someone should buy. I just don't think
It's going to be you.
it's going to be me.
What if I told you the one bid was me?
Oh no.
No, I'm enjoying the golden auction. I think there's a lot of soccer, obviously.
Yeah.
From a high end, very niche to lower end. And you'd have to imagine there's going to be some bargains, and there's going to... No, I think there'll just be some bargains. I don't think anyone will pay over the odds, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Except for that one card that's being shill bidded, but I won't get into it.
Oh. Okay, you're going to buy it on Monday.
What?
You're going to point out the shill on Monday.
I think I might. Might not be a shill, but it is in my eyes.
So you're happy enough to just to run with that?
Oh, I'm absolutely... It's my agenda.
Yeah. Without any kind of
I have no...
proof or way to verify that.
No.
But you're happy enough to just...
I'm happy enough to put my name to it.
Hey, fair enough.
How are you, by the way? I feel like we didn't start the podcast normally, did we? Did you say I'm here, I'm Enzo, hi Jason?
I said that's a nice jersey.
Ah, that threw me off.
Yeah.
Hi Jason.
Hi.
How you doing? That's a nice top. Don't kill my vibe. What is your vibe? It's a good question.
It's a good question. Difficult to
assess.
To assess. That's my vibe. A bit cagey, I would say.
So you're saying you do a sports card podcast, but you don't like memorabilia?
You're not a big memorabilia guy. Explain that one to us. I can't. It's incongruous.
Is that why the wall is empty?
Yeah, I'm not a big memorabilia guy. We could put up like jerseys and
We have jerseys.
we have jerseys, signed football,
Two
in a
signed football
glass
jerseys.
case, a boot,
Yeah.
one of Pele's boots.
I don't like the smell of them.
Oh, glass case,
Yeah.
sealed,
Sealed. Match worn.
match worn. If I wanted to buy a Pele boot, how much would that cost me?
Considering, I mean, when you score 10,000 goals, you must have had quite a number of
You
boots
get through
on.
a few boots.
You get through a few.
Pele signed boot.
I'm going to check if there's one on the golden auction. That definitely is.
I'm seeing a lot of. Okay, 1958 hardly.
You don't want boots from 1958?
No, I don't think. I'm just saying that's hardly a
No Pele boots on the golden auction.
Pele, God of Football, Puma. Signed. Okay, there's a photograph of him signing
Just
this,
say okay.
but it's a brand new boot. That's not what I want.
Why not?
Signed on the 31st of the 10th, 2016.
He's been signing non-stop every day of his life for 10, 20, 30, 40 years.
Authenticated by a website called authenticated.co.uk.
That sounds like an ad.
Yeah,
How do you feel about Pele signing Brazil jerseys that are recent?
I don't feel good about it.
Like if we were to have a Pele signed jersey on the wall, would you want it to be at least from the era that he was playing?
To be honest, like
You just don't want
I would
want one.
I would want one that would be like
to Jason.
no. I would want one that he signed that he kind of would have played in. Not it doesn't have to have played in this one, but like I want like an old Brazil jersey.
Yeah.
Like sign one from like 1970 or something.
Yeah, you want a 1970 Brazil jersey signed by
Signed
Pele.
by Pele. Yeah. I don't want
This year's one.
this year's no.
Mad looking thing with Pele on the back.
Why would I want that?
Maybe you would.
Yeah. Yeah. I was actually thinking about this because we were talking about what to do with the studio.
Yeah.
Talk
You
about-
said you're not a big memorabilia guy. and
think
it
about
would
signed
give
jerseys.
me some trouble. So I imagine. See, if you're a memorabilia guy, you wouldn't have to think about it. You'd know exactly what you want to do.
Exactly, but I'm not. This is like really hard for me.
Because I can't ever picture us having like an Irish jersey signed by the full team on the wall.
Well, see, I was thinking what we could do was we have a
want-
Frosinone jersey.
Yeah.
So I was thinking we could put an Italy jersey and an Ireland jersey up. That would personally mean more to me than a Pele jersey. I don't really care about Pele.
But do they have to be signed jerseys?
Yeah, if we can, but if not, it's no problem. I think because that would immediately then
It says something.
it says something. It beyond like I feel
There's
like
Ireland, Italy, and in the middle that unions them all is Frosinone,
Yeah.
the little town of Frosinone.
because what I was thinking
We're
was,
top of the league, by the way, in the second division of Italy. Let's go.
and that's hard.
I'm
It's a
sorry to
hard
the
league.
Australian fans. The manager of that team, our beloved team, is Fabio Grosso. We'll get into it all later about this round of 16.
Yes, but a Pele jersey, signed Pele jersey to me would be what two people who didn't know anything about football would put on the wall.
Okay. So wait, if you were getting an Irish jersey signed and I
Yeah.
was getting an Italian jersey signed,
Yeah,
how do we do that? Like, do you want one that's signed by all the Irish players?
no,
Do you want to pick out your favorite Irish player and have that?
I think I'd have a look at the options. I'd see what's out there.
Give me 2 seconds.
Like for instance, I would take if it was a player with a player's name on the back
Yeah.
and then signed by that player.
Yeah.
Like a signed Irish jersey by Roy Keane or Robbie Keane.
Yeah. €350.
Yeah.
I have it here.
I would put that up. From Roy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Roy is the one selling it, but
Can I see it?
you can indeed. But it's a modern jersey. You don't want this,
Okay.
but it gives you the aesthetic of what it would look like.
Yeah, so that's right. So he's just signed that. Someone's gone to him with that. Someone's got that printed and outside a match or something or has gotten him to just sign that. That's not what I want.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Like wow. We might have to buy this.
This is something.
But again, I think this is modern. Sorry. I don't know. The Irish. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Is that too much? Or is it not too much?
That's a little bit like a shrine.
A shrine?
That's not
not
quite
your
what I
vibe?
want. No.
You
You have to remember, I'm not a big memorabilia guy.
Ireland football icon Roy Keane.
No, that's too much.
too much.
The fact that you're putting a signed jersey on the wall,
But see, if you're putting Roy Keane on the wall, I don't know who I'm putting on the wall.
well, that's fine. You can,
Because you see, I knew you were going to Roy Keane, but if you were to hop on eBay now and look for my one,
yeah,
I don't think you'd be able to.
right.
My problem is one of my favorite players is Pirlo, but he went to Juventus. So kind of upset
And
me.
played for Inter.
That doesn't really count.
Okay.
That doesn't count. Doesn't count.
I would happily
Do you know-
have. There's loads of different players. I would have.
This will limit our road.
So this is just now the show is just googling things that aren't even what the show's about.
No, but how do I write signed? How do I not spell this? This could trigger. He's just never signed an Italian jersey in his life. Oh yeah, that's a Pirlo. That's not signed though. That's just beautiful. Materazzi. Whoa. What are they doing here? Sorry, this is this is not good. Listening.
This is really good.
I'd love to stick a Fabio Grosso signed on the wall, but it seems like no one has ever bothered to get him to sign anything in his life. But I could go to Frosinone and get that done.
Yeah. Would you get a World Cup
2006 World Cup
jersey?
I have them all here. You can get them. They're grand. Get Grosso
him
to sign it. Say Grosso sign that there. The only problem is all of our Australian fans.
I honestly don't think they would care.
You underestimate.
Well, I would happily have them
Angry.
That's the
Rattled.
That's the kind of thing where it's like,
Bit of fun.
what are you even?
They're angry that the Italy were down to 10 men and they got a last minute penalty where Grosso kind of fell over a fella.
Right, but it's like
That Robbie. That feels like robbery. They don't like that.
no. What I mean is, that's neither here nor there. Like that's like
If we had a large Ghanaian audience and we had a Suarez signed jersey on the wall
Yeah.
from Atletico Madrid, they're not going to like it.
right. But what does that matter to me?
Because
It's not there. It's not their studio. It's what do you want on the wall? It's not what they want you to put on the wall.
no, but I'm saying I have so many options.
Yes, you have to
I
pick
could
one.
go
That's,
Maldini,
yeah, you have to pick one that's going to offend the Australians.
That's what I'm saying.
But Australians are the most like banterful people in the world.
Not about Fabio Grosso.
No, they are. They don't like they know how to slag and take slagging.
But you don't understand. 2006 World Cup was different.
No, I know. What I'm saying is,
They wouldn't mind if we'd put on the wall.
any Australian, like, what kind of audience? Our listeners.
Are very chill.
The idea that somebody would go like, no.
But I'm saying if we got a new Australian listener and they look at that and they go, "There, scumbag."
But imagine if a person was the kind of person that
You don't
would
want them.
open them up and go like, that's a Fabio Grosso jersey. Blah, blah, blah. Go away to a different podcast. It's not sad, it's not that serious.
Fabio Grosso was no joke.
I don't know. So anyway,
Oh, there's a Pirlo shrine as well.
yeah, the shrine style.
Not for you. Oh, wow. From Australia. Our good friends in Australia have this up for sale, Jason,
Yes.
which actually looks amazing. It's the Euro 2020 jersey.
Yeah,
Signed by everyone. For 300 quid.
no, that's fantastic.
300 quid.
That
And
is.
You're going to love how it's signed by everyone.
Let's have a look. See that to me now.
I'll try to show it to the people. You can't see it, but
They can see it.
it's white ink.
Yeah.
Or it's silver ink on a dark blue.
That's perfect. Is it authenticated?
No, but you know, my what do you call it? My soccer, a lot of these are familiar to me, these autographs.
Okay,
So for me,
it's real.
but it's in Australia, so I'm not.
You'd love to know the story behind something like that, wouldn't you?
They probably just got a sign by everyone. Alright, Jason, sorry, I'd love to know the story. I'm going to go onto this person's, because this is a man, Jason, this is a man, right? Yeah, here we go. This is a
Right.
sports memorabilia man.
Yeah.
2022.
This is a big memorabilia guy.
This is, Jason, you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
I could probably get a deal on this. Mason Mount signed jersey.
Wow.
Now, back in the day, that would have been on the wall.
That would have been on the wall. Yeah, for sure.
Loads of F1 signed stuff, loads of rugby. Jason likes rugby, this guy. He has a full Sergio Perez signed racing suit.
Yeah.
Lewis Hamilton signed cap.
This is one of the biggest memorabilia guys there is.
I've never seen. This is too much. You know, I'm going to filter and just say Italy. What else do you have? Just that jersey. Wow. But do we care about winning the Euros? Like, oh, here's another one. In Australia, what's going on? His rival, Jason. This is 160.
Right.
And this is up on auction.
Yeah.
People, oh, wow. Oh.
This is even better than what you previously had.
Yeah, whoa. Player team jersey. This has all the badges. This is a signed jersey, but it has the thing on the front with the Italy England final.
Yeah, match shirt.
With a certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's player worn. It's not game worn. But it has the respect badge. It has the Euro badge.
It's, do you know what that is? It's a match issue jersey.
Yeah.
Not match worn.
I like that for the shithousery of beating England in the final.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah.
Is attached supplied by Soccer Signings Australia, 100% authentic, and the signature was obtained directly from the signee at the exclusive signing session Soccer Signing Australia carried out with the player.
But it's everyone.
But it's everyone, yeah.
Amazing.
This has been a...
How much something like that set you back?
It's like right now it's on auction with no bids on it, and it's at 160 quid.
Mm-hmm.
Till this podcast came out, and now Soccer Signings Australia.
Just going to see a...
Who's bigger than the other fella. Roy Keane signed Man United jersey. Would you be into that?
No.
Well,
no.
Andrea Pirlo World Cup signed jersey. Now that's
something you could get behind.
I actually don't want to be a memorabilia man.
Yeah.
I'm more than you for sure. I don't know why, because I would never openly say I'm not a memorabilia guy.
Yeah, you would think that might be destructive on a podcast like this.
It's terrible. I'd have my wits about me, but
yeah,
I could get into this. Like, this is, if we had a bigger studio, I'd like to have the full. But then what are we doing? We're not jersey guys.
You know what I mean?
We're not memorabilia guys.
Yeah, it's like
You either are or you aren't.
These
like,
things for me, we would be doing. It's
we collect cards instead of this.
It's a nod. It's a nod to something.
Yeah. But like Cristiano Ronaldo signed supporting Lisbon kit.
No Ronaldo up.
I'm not saying put it up. I'm talking about that's kind of cool. Supporting Lisbon from back in the day. Ronaldinho signed jersey from the 2002 World Cup, the blue one where he scored that goal in.
There's a lot here.
There's a lot that could be here, is what we're finding out.
It could all be up there.
Roberto Mancini signed jersey, and that's nice.
No.
But the 2006, an Australian selling this, that's ballsy. We're going to put stuff on the wall.
We're going to put stuff on the wall. And if you have an idea at home,
a better idea than what we've just stumbled across.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Then
see, it's troubling when your team has so much sporting heritage, Jason.
Yeah.
I have a lot to choose from there. It overwhelmed me.
Yeah, you don't know whether the World Cup, the Euros,
Milan as well. Don't get me started on
Milan. Yeah,
who could be up there.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah.
See, the Euros, I loved beating England in the Euros, but like,
yeah,
2006 World Cup holds a much bigger.
Ultimately, you were 10 when that happened.
We're back to that.
Yeah.
I was younger when that happened, so it means.
So
more.
You think it was better?
Yeah. I mean, it was the World Cup, so it was better.
No, it was better, but like not like. I think the multipliers are probably off.
Yeah.
There has to be some other factor at play.
Okay.
If we were going to graph it out.
There we have it.
There we have it. Speaking of the World Cup.
Anyway, I'm wearing this jersey. I'm happy.
It looks good.
Thank you.
You got a good deal on it?
It was like €40 for this and a jacket. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because I think Adidas are taking over Italy's jerseys from now
Puma
on. So Puma are like, we're not in the World Cup. Just get rid of it all. I don't want to see this.
When Germany got knocked out, Adidas put the 50% sale on all the German stuff.
Yeah, they must have an internal metric where they really know when you're not doing, when you don't have a good World Cup run.
Yeah.
All this stuff is tainted. Like I got one of these for my brother, and he was like, "I like it. It looks great, but this is just
it's pain,
reminding me that we're not at the World Cup. I don't. It's a sad memory associated with this kit."
Yeah.
I was like, "Sorry."
You're like, okay,
but like, what do you do? Because you're wearing it, and there's no memories associated to this jersey.
Yes.
We didn't do anything in this jersey.
It
looks great.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful, but ultimately, it's a reminder that we weren't there.
Yeah. Well, I think people wear jerseys in different ways. I mean, some people walk around wearing football jerseys of teams they have no relation to, just because they just like the
kit.
The kit. I'm personally not really. I don't really do that. I wouldn't really like to do that.
Would you ever wear a jersey
of a team I didn't support?
No, of a team you do support.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Well, only really if I was going to a match or going to watch a match. It would have to be kind of a public display for some, or sometimes on big match days, just to kind of build,
get a bit.
So
I remember Frozen only when the playoff finals you had your jersey out.
Some might say like, "What's that?"
Then you explain to them.
Explain to them. You make a new friend.
Frozen only we're 7 points clear, 8 points clear.
Yeah, little team in Italy. So anyway, And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, so yeah, you buy the box, you don't know what's in them, and they hear my whole life story. So anyway, all that to say, there's a Jude set that looks cool, and there's a Golden Ocean finishing soon. This concludes Hobby HQ.
Oh my god!
And
help us give ideas of what we're putting on the wall.
Give ideas.
And how do we use this space?
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a better way.
Oh, than this?
Could we put? How would you feel about having the Proclamation of Independence on the wall?
I feel great.
You feel good?
Yeah,
But I that as an aesthetic.
Yeah, I mean, talking about
divisive. We can't put Fabio Grosso on the wall.
I had like a moment where I was just like, has another person come into the studio? What's happening? Yeah. I don't even know.
I actually think it'd work.
It would work. It would work fine.
Could have a little shrine of Irish players and stuff, and then have that above it.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Shiny.
It's a little bit kind of.
I don't know.
It's a little bit IRA.
Is it?
A little bit.
Like there's pubs I go into that have that on the wall.
Yeah.
Does that mean that's not mutually exclusive?
Yeah. Yeah, there are. There are a lot of pubs like that. It's hard to move all that cash, but so anyway, well, we want ideas here.
Yeah,
because one of the things is, so for us on the video, this is like because of the lens on our camera and everything. There's a lot of space. Like, so we may feel in the room that it's a little bit claustrophobic to have stuff up there, but on camera it'll look better than if it will feel.
I think you're taller than me. I wouldn't feel claustrophobic.
Oh, I'm just kind of like, I feel like I'm...
you're pushing against the wall. As it is.
Yeah.
But I think you're picturing shelves coming out.
I'm kind of scared of what I don't want.
You don't want the room to get smaller.
I know, I don't want to have to be doing this.
You do that anyway. I mean, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
And the people will help us, I assume.
They will. They will help.
Thank God.
We
could put wax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing wax.
Just boom, boom, boom. Yeah. A whole kind of...
The background is just boxes of soccer cards. Would be cool.
That'd look good.
That is an idea.
Okay. So, let's talk about the World Cup. We have had all of the group games. And now we have the knockout rounds lined up. Let's
start with some... What way are we going to dive into that? Because everyone has seen the games.
So I was thinking, instead of talking about...
What just happened?
We're kind of going to talk about each game, give our thoughts on each team so far, as a whole, and not as opposed to every individual. Okay. We're not going to go through like, this happened to Spain in this match, and then in this match, and then in this match. But just kind of just any thoughts on the teams, and then a prediction on the next round.
Okay.
So we start off, we give place of honour to the Netherlands and the United States.
First of all,
the biggest hobby result of the week.
Huge congratulations to the United States.
Yes.
Jason slandered you guys on the podcast, said he had no chance, laughed when I said they could get out of the group.
Yeah. Can I just say as well, because this is something that I said to a number of people on Twitter. People were asking for me to apologise. Right?
Yeah.
And I was saying...
Put your apology on the table. This better be right into the camera lens.
And I was saying to people, don't ask me to apologise. Get angry at me.
Jesus.
Use that.
What are you into?
It's not like... What I mean is, people were kind of saying to me like, you see, you were wrong. But...
Instead of calling you an Egypt.
That's not how it is. Yeah, you're not... It doesn't... I don't, like... How would you say? This is the thing. When people talk about your football team, you care more than they do.
Okay.
I don't care about what happened, right? You care about what happens. You go, oh, your man.
You say you're not a memorabilia guy and you don't care about the United States. Is that what
I'm saying is,
podcast?
Yeah, what I mean is, when I'm talking about teams that I don't support, I'm just giving an opinion.
Okay.
So you're supposed to sit there and go, oh, here's Jason Suckhurst. It doesn't know anything. Like, he thought the US were going to...
No, you're meant to enjoy our podcast, Jason. What are you...
No, what I'm saying is...
You have a lot of football knowledge.
If you kind of...
You're telling people how to be fans.
Yes. Being a fan is not going like, say sorry.
But say sorry is a friendlier version of saying you're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about.
No.
It is.
No, there's a distinction for me.
Okay.
Saying sorry, it's like... Goes back to the Grosso thing. It's like... The reaction to seeing a Fabio Grosso jersey on the wall is not to throw your toys out of pram and go, this makes me feel bad, I'm not going to watch it. It's like you just go, you bastard, putting that on the wall. It's just a bit of kind of what I would call the rough and tumble of fandom.
Okay.
You know?
So you're saying you're not seeing that at this World Cup?
I'm saying I didn't see this. I thought the reaction, I was expecting to get like,
Slated.
yeah, like kind of like, you know, like a bit of slagging going on.
But that is slagging. You got it wrong, apologise.
Not to me. Not to me.
Just send them step up their banter.
Yeah, step up your banter.
Slate them then against the Netherlands.
Yeah, the Netherlands.
Cody Gakpo. Memphis Depay about to have a big game. Listen,
Virgil van Dijk.
congratulations.
Yes.
To the United States. Congratulations to
The Netherlands.
anyone that benefits off the word pelvic contusion.
He said he didn't get hit in the balls.
He didn't.
He got hit in the balls.
It was a pelvic contusion.
Nah, that's...
He didn't get hit in the balls.
It can be both.
Can't. That bone was there to protect you, he said, and he did his job.
That's so funny. I could have sworn he got hit in the balls.
I didn't see that. I heard it a lot, but I didn't really see it. But listen, he got the ball in the net. He didn't get to celebrate, which is kind of sad. But he's been celebrating since. It was a huge hobby moment. He fulfilled his prophecy, someone said.
Yes, completely.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Exactly what he said on the tin.
Yeah.
United States have a good young team with potential.
He's
This is our best
spiritual
player.
leader, yeah.
He's going to do a thing, and he went off. He did a thing.
Brilliant.
And do you know what he said?
What?
They said, someone, I don't know if you've seen his press conference, someone said to him, how does it feel to have kind of had your moment and done your thing? And he said,
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't my moment.
Wow. Yeah. You ain't seen nothing yet.
He doesn't want to. They were kind of saying, like, oh, you played for America, you scored a goal at the World Cup, congratulations. And he was saying, lads,
No.
that's not,
Yeah.
we're still here.
Wait
Still
to see
playing.
this.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
I don't want my moment to be getting hit in the balls.
It's not just a case of we're happy to be here.
No,
It's,
we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
So congratulations to USA, and I think can we start on them as what we think?
Yeah.
Dynamic midfield, which looks the best part of their team. That trio: Yunus Musa, Weston McKennie, and Tyler Adams, who looks very, very good.
Yep.
And the two fullbacks, especially in the last game against Iran, very positive going forward. I've never personally, and you're going to say this as well, never personally seen Serginho Dest play so well. They look amazing, and then I guess the worst, quote unquote, worst part of their team is probably the forward line.
Yeah.
Based on their midfield and the defence, and of course the centre backs played really well. Two, I love the midfield. The midfield is something to be extremely optimistic about going into 2026, I would say.
Yeah. I think one of the things that you've always been able to say about the US is that they've always had very professional, very dedicated and very fit players. They've always been like able to run around all game, you know, shuttle up and down, no problem. They just accept that as being, where some countries, you know, when they're pressed into running, they just can't do it or won't do it. The US have never had that mentality. They've always been, maybe see them at international level, running around, generally like headless chickens. But this time, the crazy thing is they still do all that, and they can play. Yeah, it's like they haven't lost any of their brawn, but they've developed a brain, that a footballing brain and a kind of an in-game IQ that I haven't seen from any team before. And it just comes from, they have more fellas now playing at the top levels of football than they ever had. This is not
You're run-of-the-mill athletes that couldn't become NFL players.
Yeah, this is it's these are players that have played in the Champions League, that have played in the Premier League or in the Liga or in the Bundesliga, and have been around. You know, it's like Christian Pulisic talking there. He's like, this is not, you know, my moment for America. I'm Christian Pulisic. Here's my CV. This is great, and I'm happier about this than I've been about anything. But ultimately, I'm going to go back to Chelsea after this.
Yeah, ultimately, there's a game on Saturday, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and I think there's an element of confidence and an element of deserving to be there and not feeling intimidated by the situation. And this kind of goes back to something that we've talked about for years, obviously at this stage, about the US, which is people in the US, so many of them still talk down soccer and talk down their own team. But we've said it from the start of this podcast. It is inevitable that at some point they will win a World Cup. They are a sporting powerhouse. They produce unbelievable athletes at an unbelievable volume.
Yeah.
They are going to win a World Cup. So this is just, we're rolling. And I compare the psychology of it to, say, Wales, right? Because I think the psychology of that group played a bigger part than we were all expecting. But for Wales, there's nothing obvious about Wales being at the World Cup. So it's not a case of this is part of a project and we're building. For some countries, getting to the World Cup
Is the pinnacle.
is the pinnacle. For the US, if you're a past winner or a projected future winner of the competition, this is just another milestone on the road to that. So I think this has been just more casual in the best way than I expected from the US.
Okay. Yeah, they weren't overawed by any of the games.
Yeah.
They were here still with a chip on their shoulder to show people we're a good team.
And even if they weren't hosting in 2026,
You'd be confident they get there.
you'd be confident they'd get there.
Yeah. I'm sure, and I'm seeing it's making waves back in the States.
Yeah.
Like that was a goal where I think a lot of people, the goal he scored against Iran and then obviously subsequently qualifying for the next round, I think a lot of people in the States that were mad into soccer, especially soccer cards, were kind of waiting for that big USA moment to kind of be like, I told you our guys were really good this time. It's different.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I think that's why this game against the Netherlands, Jason, is such a big one, because I think a lot of casuals will tune into that game.
Now it's like,
people
I
are
heard these
ignoring
guys
it.
were good.
It's happening. I hear we're actually good. Now they're going to watch the Netherlands. If they got smashed in that game, and it seems like every game, like if they get smashed, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of casuals are going to tune into the USA Netherlands, which is why if they got the result in that game, that's when you're going to go from we had a good World Cup to we had one of our most iconic World Cups.
Yeah. Well, there is a world of difference. You know, it's only 7 games, but there is so much space in between each round. Not just kind of culturally, like finishing in a round of 16 and finishing in the quarterfinals. It's only 90 minutes in the difference, but it's in terms of how you will talk about that World Cup for the rest of your footballing history, it's completely different.
Because when you're in the quarterfinals, you're a game away from a semi-finals.
Yeah.
Do you know, and that's like that. I know that's obvious, but it's like when you're in the semi-final, there's 4 teams. You have a 25% chance, quote unquote, avoiding skill and everything else. But like you're literally one of the last 4. One of you are winning a World Cup. Like that's the great. And we seen that with Ireland. Like you always talk about the 1990.
It just matters. It just is. It's like Switzerland have gotten to the round of 16 loads of times in the last few years.
Same with Mexico.
It's like, yeah, you need to get to that next stage. I think that brings us on to the Netherlands. They've
actually throw a fun.
Yeah.
I heard the USA made it to the semi-final of the first ever World Cup.
They did, yeah, 1930.
Right? I didn't know that fact. Were we watching the game when they gave out that fact?
No.
The USA made it to the first ever World Cup that happened was in 1930. I think Uruguay won it.
Yeah.
It was hosted in Uruguay and they won it. United States made it to the semi-final, probably just purely based on brawn. I don't know what talent they had.
Yeah.
And their manager at one point ran onto the pitch. Do you know this?
No.
This is a fun fact. And it's carnage. I want to Google it. I want to look into it more. But this is commentators. I was watching the USA match. Commentators said this. During the game or just after the game, the manager ran onto the pitch, had a bottle of chloroform in his pocket, fell, it smashed, and he went unconscious.
What the
Isn't that carnage?
That's great.
What is any of that?
I love that.
There you go.
I have heard that.
So I don't think Greg Berhalter would be doing that against the Netherlands, but
No.
you never know.
He wears very tight trousers. It'd be hard to fit a bottle of chloroform in
Listen.
there.
How did it break and then he did it break in his pocket and he fell? Like what happened? I don't know nothing about
yeah,
chloroform.
where was it?
Don't know. Was it a jacket pocket?
Yeah. I have heard that around the kind of like the 1910s, 1920s, the USA was like a footballing powerhouse. Some of the best soccer in the world was being played in the USA, and then that was like at the stage where all these sports were kind of vying for supremacy, and soccer for whatever reason fell out of favor, and then kind of was put back 100 years almost. But the Netherlands have obviously they topped the group, and it's hard to tell.
Can I just read this?
Yeah, go ahead. This is the story.
In possibly the most slapstick moment in World Cup history, the American manager rushed onto the field to confront the ref, tripped and smashed a bottle of chloroform in his pocket. The fumes knocked him out unconscious, and he had to be stretchered off. Here he is being revived. You like that photo just for yourself?
Oh yeah, that's a great photo.
That mad.
I love that.
Imagine if that happened in this day and age. Sorry, Jason. That just
No, it's good. That's a good
fun fact.
good fun fact.
Shout out to the States, entertaining us since the first World Cup.
Yes, still doing it all these years later.
Football heritage,
Football heritage. The USA.
soccer heritage.
I mean, I think when Christian Pulisic may or may not have been hitting the balls, but it just goes to show the great slapstick tradition of the USA. Just getting up to silliness.
There you go.
But I think it also speaks to something in the
American will.
American character.
Oh.
There's a kind of a drive and
Are you allowed to just carry chloroform around?
well, you were in 1930.
Okay, not today.
Not today. But it's like they kind of play the game at full pelt. You know, so that's crazy stuff's going to happen to you if you run around all the time. And the Netherlands are kind of the opposite under Louis van Gaal of that.
Yeah.
That's kind of my most. I'm trying to figure that out because I thought like against England, the USA were so much more energetic than England. But I think England didn't really rise to meet them.
Yeah.
Because of their position in the group. I think in this game, I trying to struggle to picture
You're
what's
trying to
gonna
like
happen.
stimulate the game in your head already.
Yeah, and I'm basically picturing the USA
simulate, sorry.
start like they did against England. They're running around, they're pressing, and the Netherlands have to respond, presumably by moving the ball around faster. But based on what I've seen of the Netherlands so far, I cannot, with any confidence, say that they're going to be able to do that. And if they're not able to control the ball in the face of sustained US pressure and at a fast pace, then the game is going to become high turnovers end to end. At which point, I don't know what's going to happen.
The only fear I have for the States
Yeah.
in that game is that I do think the Netherlands defense have more than enough to handle the USA attack.
Yes.
I think Virgil van Dijk will be making Tim Weah and Pulisic look like there's not a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right? But when the emotion gets in it, all he needs a goal. There's a lot of moving back, as you said. At the end of this, I want to ask you which game you think is has the most likely potential to go to penalties.
Okay.
Based on what you kind of described there, I think that could get there. The Netherlands obviously have so much quality up front. They could easily, anything could kind of happen.
I think I haven't been impressed by the Netherlands midfield. It hasn't been very settled who it's going to be. Obviously, you got Frankie de Jong, and then one of kind of Koop Miners, De Roon.
Has Vanaken played at all? No.
No, he hasn't played at all. I don't think. Berghuis, a couple of others, but like I think in the face of Yunus Musa, Tyler Adams, and Weston McKennie, it's not easy.
Yeah, one of the key things of football is to win the midfield battle.
Yeah, and
that midfield is very solid.
And I feel like in a lot of games in a previous generation of the States team, that midfield battle question, it was never really that. It was always like, it's going to be...
Was it Michael Bradley or Bob Bradley?
Michael Bradley, but Bob Bradley was the coach, I think.
Yeah. What an era.
It's like they're going to be, the US are going to be defending, so the question is, how strong is the defense and how quick are the attack? But now it's like the midfield question. So we're in, I feel like for US soccer, we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah, it's a new one.
And it's exciting.
How do you feel about the hashtag free Geo camp, Jason?
I think Greg Berhalter...
Because he got out of the group, he's justified?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. The one thing, what was your man, Hadji? Was it Hadji?
Hadji Wright, yeah.
I never want to see him on a pitch again.
No, he didn't have a great night.
He looked so unfit.
Yeah.
He looked so bad.
It was crazy.
That honestly could have cost the USA in that game.
Yeah.
I don't want to see him subbed on. He came on and he just looked like he had just done 90 minutes somewhere else.
He came from that other stadium and he said, would you go on here?
Would you come here?
Yeah.
And he was just off. I've never seen a player.
He didn't provide any freshness.
He looked wrecked.
Yeah.
He made me tired.
Yeah.
And he was kicking the ball with not enough power. Everything was bad.
Yeah.
He honestly, no. I'd never want to see him on a pitch again. Like that's where you're going to really say, where's Ricardo Pepi?
Yeah.
Where's
P-Fuck, yeah.
Yeah. No, not good.
But I think with like the US, it's and Gio Reyna, I look at the style they're playing and I go, well, where's Reyna going to go? Like, he's one of the three attackers. Because it can't be one of the three midfielders. They're all irreplaceable.
Yeah, of course.
They've all proven themselves to be irreplaceable. And if he's one of the attackers, where is he going? He's probably going on the right. So you're taking Tim Weah. You're moving Tim Weah into the 9, keeping Pulisic in the left and putting Gio there on the right. But I think one of the most effective avenues of attack has been the interplay and overlap between Dest and Weah on the right-hand side. And Gio's not going to... Gio's a slow player.
Slow.
He's a refined, cultured player.
You'd have him or Pulisic, would you say? Or no?
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
obviously you have to have
I don't know
Pulisic.
what you'd do. I just don't think...
I think he'll probably come on if it's desperate situation.
Yeah. But we were having this conversation about it's one of the most... and it's almost like a rite of passage to have this kind of player.
Yeah.
This is again, a core fan experience
Yeah.
of being like,
Because like this is a case where like he is actually a good player. Like you as US fans are not being stupid by saying
no, you're not.
Why is he not there?
You're not reading him wrong,
No, exactly. You're reading the scenario in the game wrong,
and yet
and it's infuriating to think.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where Berhalter is right until he loses, and then he's wrong. He's playing a high stakes game.
Yeah, as soon as he loses, it's going to be. Do you know what could have happened if Reina was playing? That could have been different.
Yeah, and that's just the way it goes.
That's it. I mean, Charles de Ketelaere barely got to play for Belgium.
Yeah.
Sulemana came on late for Ghana and looked amazing. Why weren't they using him the whole time?
There's been loads of players like that we just
throughout
haven't
history.
seen. Yeah,
That is always a thing.
so it's just one of those things.
It's partially why James Rodriguez never really kicked on properly.
Yeah.
He was one of them players.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying James plays the same way that Reina plays. I'm saying both of them players play the game in a slow, creative way.
and you're kind of going.
They don't track back, all this kind
Yeah.
of stuff you get.
But it's like for Gio as well. Like, I mean, I think you have to earn your place in the team, and I don't think he's not put himself in a situation where he's undeniable.
Yeah. I think we could see, if Netherlands USA goes to extra time, I think we're going to see Gio.
Yeah, and rightly so. At that stage, you need to dip into the.
When legs are tired, minds are tired, legs are getting heavy, that's when a creative player comes on.
You don't spot. He spots something you don't spot, and you get caught out.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing that. The Netherlands, I have doubts, but if they can control the game, I think it's
They control the maniacness that's going to go on in midfield.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, the US fullbacks,
Yeah.
if they keep going forward like madmen, they're going to be open. Surely at some point, someone's going to punish them. And you have to imagine, the more quality you come up against, you'll get punished.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of this craziness that can kind of freeze a team.
And you see...
It's like you're thinking you're coming up against minnows, and their fullbacks are bombing forward, and their midfield's holding it down, and if they have a bit of pace, then they have creativity with Pulisic.
Yeah.
It's going to be carnage. Now, but like, if it was a 3-0 Netherlands, I wouldn't be shocked either, is
No.
the thing. So it's carnage, but like, maybe the USA could approach this game. This is my most interesting thing I want to see. Could the USA come into this game? I don't think they have it in them. Mm-hmm. Like, can you picture the Greg Berhalter just setting up for the 0-0? Say, we're going to play counter-attack. Have the ball.
I can't see that.
No, neither can I.
No.
But like, this is normally what teams would... Like, I think Australia, Argentina,
Yeah.
we're going to see that.
That's what you're going to see. But again, it comes down to the fact that Australia don't have the players to take the ball from defence and progress it up the field.
Whereas USA do. Like, USA were minnows in that tie, but in reality,
Yeah.
they have a lot of quality.
Yeah.
So
It's the quality element that's making it hard to predict. Because they're
good. We don't know how good.
Yeah. We know they're better than they have been in the past.
Like, we've seen Costa Rica giving big teams problems.
Yeah.
We've seen Japan upset a few people. We've seen Morocco,
But it's almost like with a team like Costa Rica, we know the strategy.
we can say exactly what that game's going to happen.
You're for the USA, they're now backing themselves.
They don't need a counter-attack where you only have one defender back and they have a 2v1. They'll play through your defence and try to get a goal.
So then the question is, like, at that stage, that's only they know the answer to those questions.
Yeah. And this is one of those games where Pulisic,
Yeah.
right, Christian Pulisic, becomes a player that could just get the 1-0, do
Yes.
something that everyone else on the pitch can't actually do.
Yeah.
That's why he's a special player. It's not because he's going to give you 5 goals in a tournament. It's not that. It's that he's going to score a goal that no one else on your whole roster has the capability of doing. That's what makes a talisman a talisman. That's what makes an attacking player like that a special player.
He's decisive.
He can do something that others can't. That's why, like, people are like, I'm watching Pulisic play and he's not Lionel Messi. He's not, what's going on? And it's like, that's not important. He's the player on your team that actually has a factor of if the Netherlands are 1-0 up and they're kind of sitting back deep, Pulisic could do something that no one else on that pitch could do.
Yeah.
Now, whether he does or not is a different thing, but the fact is the element is there. You could have Tim Weah and Josh Sargent there playing 50, 90 minutes in a row against a 5-back, say. Mm-hmm. They may never do the thing that Pulisic has the capability to do, or the creativity and blah, blah, blah. I'm excited.
Oh, it's exciting. Next, we have Argentina and Australia. Argentina, who obviously got spooked by those 2 freak goals by Saudi Arabia, and then proceeded to beat Mexico and Poland 2-0 each. Australia, who Enzo, you and I watched together, beat Denmark.
The dark horse was getting put down.
The dark horse taken out the back and shot.
Jesus.
By
the Aussies.
By the Aussies, yeah. So Argentina, Australia, we know what this one's going to look like. The Aussies have been very, very, very solid in defence. So apart from those 4 goals they conceded against France,
And they have it a bit going forward too.
they have a bit going forward. They are playing their hearts out. Argentina have been showing more and more control in games as the competition has progressed. They are definitely ramping up.
Do you think Julian Alvarez will start? If they dropped Arturo Martinez and put Alvarez up front, he got a goal.
I think he might just say, right, you're the
guy.
Let's see what you can do. If you want to keep playing, keep playing.
Keep scoring.
I thought Alexis McAllister coming into midfield was helpful. We talked about it after the first game. The selection for the first game against Saudi Arabia was like he was doing his 3rd game rotation in the first game.
Yeah.
He was giving the players a run out.
He might have thought.
That's what that's what I'm saying. There was an element of arrogance to it.
Yeah. I'll see a few lads.
Yeah. Papu, do you want to play against Saudi Arabia? Because I'm probably not going to use you in the knockouts.
No.
And you can't be at that.
No, of course you can't. That was mad. That was mad.
So,
but then also the likes of Rodrigo de Paul and Paredes looked a lot better when they both played.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
Poland kind of let you look good.
Yeah, and so did Mexico. Both very defensive teams.
Mexico, I was shocked with them dropping Edson Alvarez and just really being like,
yeah, we're going. Forget about this.
It's Argentina. Yeah. That's what they did. They really bottled it.
I think Australia are obviously going to try and defend stoutly, try and carry, hold on. Like Australia they're not like long ball merchants. They like to actually take the ball and run at you. I just think
there you'd have to just imagine the quality will shine through.
The quality will shine through.
But the potential for a very
huge upset. Yeah. I mean, it would be, and it would
I'm
be,
saying, like, I'm thinking of these teams just dragging out a 0-0, trying to get it all the way to penalties.
Yeah,
there's potential for that.
But
like Argentina, knowing they have additional time, extra time, they don't have to panic.
And a deep bench.
They don't have to panic.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. We don't have to panic. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay solid defensively. Try to get the goal.
Yeah, the goal didn't come until 60 minutes against Mexico. So like it's one of those things where I think Argentina now have the narrative on their side. They've bounced back, and it would be a very strange, it would be kind of like down and then up and then immediately back down again. Yeah. Which has happened. But
I think the Saudi Arabia loss will kind of keep them on their toes, knowing that we can't actually afford to have that happen again.
They're fully now. I think
they're in it.
Fully focused.
I think the whole group was really in together, tight. Them against the world.
Yeah,
it's good in house. They kind of feel like everyone wants them out, wants to attack them. They're being called the favourites still, even after the first 3 rounds game, which I think is a bit crazy to still have them as favourites. I think they see a fairly clear path to the quarters, to the semis. Yeah, they're in a World Cup. That's it. Like they're in it. If you want to win it, here we go. That's what it is.
And I think with Australia, I think it is that thing of, you see this all the time where teams feel like, yes, I have come this far.
Thank you.
This is my victory. This is what I wanted.
We've celebrated it already.
Yeah,
but makes them very dangerous.
It does, because they have
nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
If you lose to Argentina in the round of 16,
no one's going to blame you.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So what do you have? You have nothing to lose. You can go in there and just cause havoc.
Yeah, a very different situation to the situation the American players are in, which is
they still have expectations.
Yeah.
They're not happy to be here. That's the thing, which is good.
Yeah.
If you're from an American fan, I'm happy that my players aren't just like, round of 16, we got out of the group with Wales, England, Iran. They're like, no, we're undefeated.
Yeah.
Conceded one penalty.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? They didn't concede against Iran?
No. Yeah.
Clean as a whistle.
And you're looking, they're watching the tapes of the Netherlands going,
yeah,
I don't see the big deal.
They're saying, as far as round of 16 go, that's not the worst. Coming second, we could have done a lot worse.
Yeah.
So,
how
would you feel if the World Cup did draws after the group stage? Instead of everyone knowing who you're against. If right now it was carnage, they did a World Cup draw, lots of balls for first place, lots of balls for second place, and they drew it. That would be theatre.
I think I'd like that.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 reasons they don't do it.
Why?
One, normally in tournaments, camps are so far away.
Yeah.
That they can't.
They're trying to pre-plan it.
They're trying to pre-plan it that you can't travel 50 miles here, but whatever. And 2, FIFA try to rig it so as certain teams can play each other. And it's those 2 factors come in.
Yeah, it's just at that stage, it's basically just marketing and logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this has to be a money spinner. This can't be like...
We need to have Portugal on one side, Argentina on one side, and that's very romantic.
Yeah.
But It would be so fun.
Oh, it'd be great.
Imagine if it's like USA and they could be against Argentina, Brazil, England, France, Spain or Portugal.
Yeah.
And you don't know who. That'd be so fun. That'd be great.
They
should have done it for this World Cup, considering everything's so close.
Yeah.
Would have been fun.
But of course, one of the things
that's so open to.
And they're trying to do this World Cup is like they're trying to just convince everyone this is just a normal World Cup.
Yeah.
If they started changing things, everyone would be like, I knew this was weird.
Scumbags.
All right, then we have France and Poland. Poland, who snuck through.
Yeah. No, wait. Can we do the same bracket?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go on. Yeah, well, who do we have?
Japan, Croatia.
Japan, Croatia.
Sorry, just to keep it all on one side of the.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Because the winner of Netherlands, USA will play the winner of Argentina, Australia.
Oh, okay. So
then we're going to the other side of it.
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah. Japan, Croatia.
So
Japan.
They
beautiful. They Japanned it.
They Japanned it. Yeah.
And we both were critical of Japan. We said Germany and Spain are really good at keeping the ball, which is what Japan like to do.
Yeah.
So they're going to suffer. And sure enough, those are the two games they won.
And couldn't break down Costa Rica.
Mad.
So going into Croatia, it's like if Japan had gotten through, I think, by beating Germany, getting a draw against Costa Rica, and then losing to Spain, that'd be one thing. But now it's like
we just beat two teams that are similar to you. In fact, better than you
on paper. So
at doing what you do.
Yeah. So we're gonna
do the same.
We're gonna play.
Same again. They're saying we'll get a 2-1 again.
They're looking at the Belgium-Croatia game, and they're saying, right, can we play as well as Belgium did? Yeah. And can we score some of those Belgian chances? Yeah. So let's play.
Yeah.
Let's put it all out there.
Modric is going to control the game. Kovacic
yeah,
is going to try to control the game. But Japan, it feeds. They've just played two teams that are similar, so they're like, let's have you.
Let's be. Yeah, that's just. I think that's a game where you might say, does Croatia's experience of the last World Cup come into it? Gvardiol, we've seen at the heart of the defence, is alongside Lovren. Exceptional.
Wouldn't it be something for Croatia to come second in the World Cup, runner-up, and then on the next World Cup, the same group of players, for the most part, get to the quarterfinal?
Be fantastic.
For
it would Croatia. That would be an actual golden generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a game away from another semi-final. Like,
Yeah.
Could they be the ones that grow into the tournament, is what I'm thinking.
I think the Japan-Croatia game is the kind of game that you don't talk about much in the build-up, but that ends up being one of the most engaging contests.
It's going to be carnage because I think both teams are looking at it going, we have a real chance at a quarterfinal here.
Yeah.
There's no clear favourite. Like Croatia probably are, if I looked at the betting odds, maybe Croatia are favourites.
Yeah.
But when you see Japan just beat, like would Croatia have beat Spain and Germany? Probably not.
Probably not. But would Germany and Spain have maybe given a bit more respect to Croatia and met them with a bit more force? Not that they didn't try against Japan, but...
Croatia are going into this, and in the locker room, they're saying Japan beat Spain and they beat Germany.
Yeah.
So they if we're not on it, they can beat us. But if we're on it, we should be able to handle them. But it's kind of fun to know that if Croatia go a goal up, Japan are still, we did this. We know what we're doing.
We've been able to do this.
That's an exciting game, I think.
What's the next?
Brazil, Korea, South Korea.
Brazil, South Korea.
Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them. What a day.
Mad.
Ghana and Uruguay knocked out of the group together. And we talked about before the tournament that if Ghana were able to stop Uruguay qualifying at their own expense,
they'd take it.
That would feel like some sort of a victory at least.
And it definitely was. Suarez crying on the bench. That is as a victory. Like, of course, Ghana wanted to go through, but if they're not going through, at least Suarez is crying on the bench.
Yeah, it's not we're not going through and Uruguay are
celebrating in front of us. So
we're all sad.
Yeah. So Brazil, South Korea. Heung-min saw an amazing pass to get an assist.
Yeah.
Late against Portugal. Means Portugal have lost the game, which that could really affect them going into the tournament. They've now lost the game, but obviously it was a rotated version of players. South Korea, I think literally that game finished before the Uruguay game, and fans in the stadium were just crying out of shock and happiness that they got a 92nd minute goal to put them potentially through. They just had to wait like 6 minutes after the game's final whistle, but they were crying. So with all due respect to South Korea, I think they're in the Australian. They're cut from the Australian cloth here. They're happy to be in the round of 16.
Well, this is so Japan, Korea, and Australia all got through. This is the first time ever that there's been 3 Asian teams in the knockout rounds of the same World Cup. So
we have 2 African teams.
We have 2 African teams. Yeah,
could have been more.
So it's Brazil, South Korea. So Brazil, obviously they got beaten today by Cameroon. heavily rotated squad. Neymar hasn't been out of the hotel since he got injured.
Okay, not good.
Now, obviously, Casemiro led Brazil to beat Switzerland the other night. And Brazil will be happy enough going in against South Korea. We watched South Korea and Ghana, and I think that the Brazilians will beat them.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
I do. I think the Brazil... we're assuming Neymar is not going to be there.
We're assuming that.
I think that's Sunday. I mean, that might be
Yeah.
a Sunday game. Maybe. Or Monday, maybe.
No, it's Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're Neymar, you're thinking the lads can handle Korea. Hopefully, I'm back for the quarters.
Yeah. I think it's Korea. I'd like to see Heung-min Son. I'd like to see Kang In Lee. I think defensively, or not even defensive, but in the midfield, I think Korea are going to just have to kind of surrender that whole space. And then it becomes like what happened with Switzerland against Brazil. It becomes, can you stop them scoring? And
can you be a threat on a counter?
Yeah, and Switzerland, who are a good team, will tell you it's very difficult.
Yeah, I'm happy for Heung-min Son to get to the round of 16 just because he's such an icon in South Korea. A huge hobby name as well. Because of how much of an icon he is. I think he's going to have a really tough game trying to spring counterattacks and really run up the pitch.
And the Brazilians, for all their moaning and crying about the treatment of Neymar and the treatment of Vinny and all this stuff,
they're filthy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like the Brazilians act as if like that they're playing in a way we'd never play, and then I guarantee as soon as Heung-min Son's on the ball, he's going to get wiped out every time,
cleaned out.
You know,
we got to see Dani Alves playing today. That was nice.
That was nice.
Nice arch. Nice completion of an arch.
I think he's now he's got 125 appearances or something for Brazil. The most capped fullback of Brazilian football. There's Cafu 142.
Oof.
So I won't get to that, but
no,
more than Roberto Carlos he went to today.
That's nice. Yeah, we're expecting a Brazil win there, but Korea might not be the best game to watch, but at the same time I think Brazil could come up with a lot of magic. That's going to be an exciting game.
And Korea have some real
diamonds
and some real interesting patterns of play.
You know, I think it'll be an interesting, intriguing match.
Yeah.
With everything on the line. And again, the winner gets to play a quarterfinal against Croatia or Japan.
So, yeah.
It's not bad. It's as good as you can, pretty much as good as you can get this stage of a tournament. So, congratulations to whoever wins that. England, on the other end of things, Jason, are going to be against Senegal.
Right, so England who...
A Mane-less Senegal still.
Yeah.
But one that still showed a lot of talent. Let's start with England.
So, England... what did they do? They beat Iran 6-2.
Yeah, they got a 0-0 against USA.
And then they beat Wales 3-0? 4-0? 4. Marcus Rashford and Phil Foden had a great game.
Yeah, Rashford got 2, Foden got 1.
Yeah.
Someone might have got another one.
Bit of rotation there from Gareth Southgate.
I'll double check that result, Jason.
I think England are almost becoming like
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
So I think England are almost becoming... It's a credit to Gareth Southgate, and it's a credit to this group of England players how little they are talked about.
But can I say it's a credit to the English FA,
yeah,
which people maybe don't like them. When Spain won 3 tournaments on the trot, England were dissecting everything Spain did and said, how do we do that?
Yeah.
And one of the main things they said was a lot of them Spanish players had played an under-17 World Cup, under-19 World Cup, under-21 World Cup. By the time they got to a World Cup, they're like, I've done tournaments, I understand it, we're better. And that's what we've seen.
I've played with a lot of these fellas. Yeah.
It's grand. This is second nature to us. It's not like suddenly we're playing club football the whole way through and then suddenly we're in this tournament and everything's crazy.
Yeah.
We've done this before. We know what these camps are like. We know what it's like. It's psychology, and that's something that English football really implemented. And we've seen them winning these underage tournaments.
Yep.
And as Irish, very scared. We're like, oh no.
Yeah. And oh no, we're getting close.
We're getting close to England kind of putting together a team that can win a tournament. Disaster. And we've seen them in last World Cup get to the semi-final.
Yeah.
And we've seen them in the Euros get to the final.
Yeah.
Italy handled that. Thank you very much.
Thank God.
Bonucci handled that. Donnarumma handled that. But yeah, as you said, Jason, they're probably, you could argue they're the strongest team at the tournament.
That's what I mean. And it's like, it's kind of, they're expected to go out and beat Senegal. Yeah. There is no, there's no real thing of, well, could they have, could Senegal, you might think Senegal could, and they very well could upset England. But like even in the States, I mean, in the match against the States that drew in and all, there was a lot of kind of, people kind of almost started complaining about the English team, but they couldn't even, it felt like the English press couldn't even really muster a serious criticism because it did kind of feel like, Yeah, but that's what happened with Scotland last year at the Euros, and like that's what happened with the Scotland game last year at the Euro. We're fine.
That's it. Normally, we're like after that USA game,
Yeah,
England of past would have been slated.
it would
in
have
the
been
media.
just the tabloids would have hit red alert,
Would have
and
been
it's just
carnage, and they would have went into the last game under a lot of stress, a lot
Yeah.
of pressure. Now, in fairness, winning your first game 6-2.
Yes.
If they had a struggle and didn't play too well in the first game, then a draw, then it's a disaster.
Yeah.
They were so good game 1. Game 2 was draw, but it was a credit to the English players and Gareth Southgate. They came out and said, yeah, give a bit of respect to the States. They were actually decent, and there's no need to
We're
panic.
happy enough.
We're grand. It's 4 points, 2 games. We're good. We'll beat Wales.
Yeah, and then they just went and beat Wales.
So
that's the thing. I mean, I think Senegal obviously have a very, very strong,
exciting team.
They scored 5 goals in their final 2 group games or something like that. Maybe I think 2-1 and then 3, or maybe 3-1 against Qatar.
There's been a lot of flurries of goals in the end of. They have 5 goals in the tournament.
Okay.
But 4 conceded. So
yeah, so I think they're vulnerable. They will challenge England. England will have to stretch themselves a bit, stretch their legs, maybe dip into their bench a little bit. But I wouldn't be too confident any other than England win.
England are level on goals scored in the tournament. As the team that scored the most goals, England and Spain are level. Now Spain shipped 7 against Costa Rica.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they both have 9 goals.
Yeah. It's crazy.
England didn't score against USA and they still have 9 goals.
Yeah. So this is one that you look at. Like I think the Senegalese, they got beaten by the Netherlands.
Yeah.
They beat Qatar, and then they drew with Ecuador, or they beat Ecuador? Drew,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 1-1 maybe, or was it
2-2, 3-2?
2-2? Yeah, I can't think.
No, they have 6 points. They beat Ecuador. Sorry, 2-1.
They beat Ecuador 2-1. Yeah, and they beat Qatar. So and they got beaten by the Netherlands. I do think we talked about Ecuador as being a young team who got a bit, didn't really know what to do in the last game.
Yeah,
panicked a bit. I think beating Qatar is the bare minimum you'd expect from the champions of Africa.
Yeah.
And so the Netherlands really is the only game where they've
a similar level of opponent, if even.
Yeah, where it's kind of an opponent who they would have been expected to
adapt to.
And
didn't.
they didn't. And I think when England
should and could punish them.
Yeah. But the Senegalese will always give you a game. So
yeah, and don't forget, like the back in the day, 2016, Iceland got England out of the tournament in round of 16. It is a possible. It's possible, but I just think you're going to see the benefits of Gareth Southgate in this game. I think.
Yeah.
The boring, quote unquote, the reserve thing, as Gareth Southgate was coming out saying they're not going to score.
Yeah.
First and foremost. At which point, I'm fairly confident someone on this team will score.
Yeah.
That's his way of playing. That's why they're a good tournament team, because they're not rash, putting everything at it and leaving them. Because like when you put everything at it, we've seen in the last when the stakes are so high and it's all or nothing. Towards the end of most group games and in the last round of group games, there was so many goals being scored on counter attacks because teams kind of had to go for it.
Yeah.
In the past, England would say, "It's Senegal. We need to beat them. We have to go for it," and then you're susceptible to a counter attack.
Yeah.
Because now you don't have a good defense. You have a messy team that it's easier to score against you. England are going to set up shop and be like, "We're not going to concede." Build from there. Very Italian style.
Yeah, they've learned
with better forward players.
You just look at England and you just go, yeah, he's built
a tournament team.
He's doing it. It's happening.
So if you're against Senegal, what do? You make sure you don't give away any silly goals and you have enough quality to score.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes to extra time. We have an extra 30 minutes and we have 5 subs and we have all this talent on the bench when everyone else is tired. Great.
Yeah, I would be confident. But interesting to see.
Yeah. Then we have France against Poland. Probably out of all the games here, well, maybe not. It's one of the biggest one-sided, quote unquote. That I think 99 out of 100 people will tell you France should do that.
France should do it. I mean, I think France beating Denmark 2-1 will ease their minds going into this Poland game, which is like we've played the team that's hard to break down. We've conceded the goal, and we've come back from the goal.
Yeah,
I do think France could very well concede here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they've been conceding for months.
They're very, very leaky. But I think weirdly, what I want is for Poland to say, like I wanted Mexico in the game against Argentina to say, right, these lot are rattle, get into them.
Yeah.
You would want Poland to say, right, you're Robert Lewandowski. You have these fellas around you. These fellas can't defend. Score a goal.
Let's do it.
If we do nothing else, score a goal.
Yeah. But the reality is, I think they're going to come up, set up shop. It's so messy because if your plan as Poland is to set up shop, we're not conceding a goal, we don't really care, then you probably shouldn't even start Robert Lewandowski.
Yeah.
You should start someone that can just run around and help press, because clearly you don't want to score a goal.
Yeah.
But instead what they do is they have 2 banks of 4 and then a completely isolated Robert Lewandowski, because of course he's so good he could score a goal.
Yeah.
But you're never giving him anything to score that goal.
No.
But you can't leave him on the bench, so
no, you go. It could be a set piece. I mean, for the first goal against Saudi Arabia, for Saudi Arabia, for Poland, there was a ball that went from midfield towards Saudi Arabian goal, went way too long. It was overhit. Lewandowski burst along to get there, sweeped it back off the line into the path of Zelensky, and Zelensky scored. So, he'll work for you. Just the question is,
can you work for him?
Can you work for him? And I don't know. I mean, I saw the Poland manager came out and said he was talking about to everyone about don't get yellow cards because the fair play team might come into. And I thought to myself, I think you're overthinking that a little bit. I think you should be focused on winning football matches.
But now he's out of the group. There's no yellow card. Doesn't matter. Now it's win football matches.
Yeah. So who knows? France should win.
The France England. How do you feel about that? We'll just do that another time.
We'll do that another time.
Yeah. Morocco, Spain.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll do another time if we even have to.
If we even have to, yeah. We're assuming that we're going to be talking about that. Morocco and Spain. Morocco, I have to admit, is probably one of, if not the team that I've seen the least of.
Okay.
This
round.
I've just seen maybe two halves across 3 different games.
Hakimi has been his normal, wonderful self.
Yeah.
I believe Ziyech as well.
Ziyech's been good. Mazraoui on the other
side. Is it Boufal? I think
Boufal, yeah. And Amrabat. Apparently Amrabat's been very, very good.
They've been good. And, they came top of the group.
I see that Youssef En-Nesyri scored against Canada. Watching a lot of La Liga, and he plays for Sevilla. Youssef En-Nesyri does not score a goal. So if he's firing, that's a sign of a very, very good team. I mean, look, the goal they conceded against Canada was the first goal they've conceded in, I think, 8 matches or 9 matches.
Yeah.
They kept clean sheets against Croatia and against Belgium.
Not easy.
Not easy.
So you like to think that they'll be confident enough that they can keep a clean sheet against Spain.
Completely.
And if Spain are dominating the ball, which we've seen,
yeah,
I think Rodri got 200 passes in their last game.
Yeah,
crazy stat. Morocco are going to be like, keep the ball, we'll counterattack.
Yeah, we'll counterattack. We'll handle it. Like I'm looking there, Morocco had 33% of possession against Belgium and beat them 2-0.
Yeah, so that's the game plan they're going in with. They're going. That could be a giant killing. Could be.
Yeah,
Spain are better than Belgium. Spain are better than Croatia at keeping the ball.
Yeah.
So we don't really know, but at the same time, if you're keeping the ball, it means your players are getting forward up the pitch. If a counterattack happens, you're susceptible to that.
Now we have seen, I mean, some of the interplay from Spain has been unbelievable, but I mean, Morocco are solid.
Yeah, that's it. That's a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, like this is like almost like this could be the game. This could be the game that Costa Rica were trying to have against Spain.
Oh, Costa Rica, God bless them.
What a tournament they've had, by the way.
Spain, Gavi, Pedri,
yeah,
looking incredible,
fantastic.
Busquets,
and Jordi Alba, who looked like you'd throw them out of Barcelona if you could.
They're doing exactly what you want them doing at Barcelona.
Yeah, because they have all of that, all this
being
stuff
the senior man, getting the job done.
Yeah,
and the decision to leave Sergio Ramos at home, not looking crazy.
No,
because Rodri's playing as a centre back, which has been amazing.
Yeah, Rodri's been really good,
very good.
Yeah,
and that's so smart. It's like that's like Italy did that against Spain at the Euros a few years back, 2012, I think. And we played De Rossi centre back.
Yeah,
and they were man marking Pirlo out of the game, but then De Rossi became the playmaker.
Yeah,
and really set the tone for the game, which is what you need when you're overloading a midfield and a team is sitting back. You need your centre backs to free up space for everyone else, and that's what they're doing. And then when Rodri, your centre back, is almost joining Sergio Busquets as a midfielder, it gives Gavi and Pedri, who have such good passing ability, but they're also little speedsters because they're still young, gives them the freedom to get into dangerous places, which is just
it's crazy.
It's been incredible.
I think Luis Enrique has proven himself kind of. He's kind of. This has been exactly what he would like. They were so good at the Euros, like they really were very good. It wasn't quite there yet. I mean, ultimately, like England, they met their end at the hands of Italy. But
you're all lucky we're not here. Like, I'm thinking, like, where would Italy slot into this round of 16 table, and it gets me excited.
Yeah,
very sad.
I'm sure that yeah. So
You didn't want to upset me.
I didn't want to upset you. So I just thought it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
We're an hour over time. So yeah, Spain, Morocco. I'm sure Luis Enrique has a plan, but I'm sure Morocco are pretty confident in handling that plan. Let's see what happens.
And the last two teams,
Yeah.
Portugal and the Swiss.
Yeah, we just watched the Swiss before we came on air.
They weren't messing about against the Serbs.
3-2 against Serbia. And almost a casual 3 goals, I thought, from the Swiss.
Very relaxed.
Very relaxed.
Shaqiri gets one, Bruno Bolo gets one, Freuler gets one.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's just fine.
It's grand.
And that's exactly what we said about the Swiss before the tournament, was they know kind of what they're doing. They've been here before.
We didn't expect them to do it this time. I don't think I did.
Well, it was a very, very... if you play back the conversation, it was...
We were very unsure. We just about...
Yeah.
But yeah, they did what they normally do. They're a very strong European team.
Very strong European team. Portugal...
it looked like a team that would be a lot better if Cristiano was on the bench.
Yeah.
But they can't put Cristiano because he can't. No. You just can't. So
no,
it's troubling because he hasn't hit the ground running. He has looked like...
No, he's not.
He's looked like a person who hasn't played enough games and is a bit too old to fit into this system.
Yeah.
Or what this system could be.
He's looked a bit like... He's just looked a bit... It's just that kind of thing of like... It's slightly...
It's almost sad.
Yeah. It's slightly ahead of you what's happening.
I'm trying to think of... It looked a bit like what Suarez and Cavani were doing for Uruguay.
Yeah. But with none of the romance, because like Suarez and Cavani don't have that. Like Suarez, for instance, is a villainous character.
Yeah.
So he kind of like, he's not expecting any hero worship of him. But like the whole the thing with the Bruno Fernandes goal that Ronaldo jumped for, and then I don't know. I think the Swiss will be looking going. We've played Portugal before.
We can rattle them.
We can play them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think Portugal do look really good. Just to say that.
No, they do. They really do.
Pepe still looking really good as a centre back.
Yeah.
Again, they're not Rafael Leao. I understand him not starting. I do.
Yeah. You were saying I one of the matches I didn't see.
The first one.
No, not the first.
Oh, the second one.
The second one where he came on and you weren't happy with.
I was hyping him up. He came on the first game, performed exactly how you'd expect him to perform. Was amazing. The second game, maybe there's issues in the camp. I don't know, but he literally second game he did nothing. He was walking around. His attitude wasn't right.
Yeah,
which was surprising.
Yeah,
didn't play well at all. Lost the
especially
ball.
Especially because he'd come off the bench on the first
scored
game.
A goal, yeah, and had the appetite. He might be upset. He might be like, "Why am I not starting?" But it's tournament football. These games can go into extra time. Yeah. There's 5 subs. If I'm a manager, I want someone on the bench that can actually change a game.
Yeah, and he needs to embrace
be ready to do that
role.
Yeah, you can't be a prima donna here. You need to be on the bench, ready to come on and help your team.
Yeah,
he definitely. Game 2 didn't seem like that. He didn't start game 3.
No,
and game 3 was rotated squad. He didn't start.
And I imagine that not starting game 3 was a direct response to the manager of his. You have to show that you're willing to play.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
And he came on. I didn't watch that game. He came on.
Yeah.
I don't think he did much.
No.
So I wouldn't expect him to start against the Swiss. But I think he would give
a different dimension.
If he was against the Smiths, I think he would run Rodriguez ragged.
We were just talking about old Vidmer, who plays for right back, who's had Vinny Jr. and then had Kostic. And then I was just looking at him going like, if you've seen the Brazil-Switzerland game, you just look at that and you go, the Swiss are leaving the whole right back position to a fella. I don't know. He looks like a butcher.
Yeah,
he looks like he's playing Sunday League football.
Get
Rafa Leao running.
You can swap his wing. You can get at Rodriguez. Yeah. Like you can do
the two of them. You have the two of them.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe they'll get to it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think maybe Portugal go a goal up there, waiting for Switzerland eventually to hit the 60 or 70 minute mark and decide they're going to come out.
Yeah,
bring on Leao. Like that's how I think Santos are going to try to play that. But looking good, looking a bit dysfunctional. But at the end of the day, you cannot. It's funny. You can't discount Ronaldo until they're knocked out, and then you can go. You shouldn't have been having him.
Yes,
that's what it is. It's one of them.
Yeah,
it's the opposite of I think a Gio Reyna. It's kind of like Fernando Santos knows if he doesn't start Ronaldo in every single game, and they do not win the World Cup, he'll hear about that for the rest of his life.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want that. He can't have that.
No.
And if you have him in there, he could. Like I'd love to see like Andre Silva up front with Leao and maybe Joao Felix.
Maybe.
To be honest, I'd go like Andre Silva, Leao. I'd have Bernardo Silva as a right wing.
Yeah.
Have Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Diaz, and the lads, right? Yeah. Everyone in midfield. I think they'd be a really good team.
Yeah.
I don't know what way I do the fullbacks. Cancelo left back maybe because of how good he's been. We have Nuno Mendes, you have Rafael Guerrero. that lot. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's a World Cup winning squad there, and it's not clicking. And the sad thing is, if Ronaldo was firing on all fronts,
Oh,
they would be clicking. But he could get to it. It could happen. He's not really getting the chances. To be
no.
fair,
But it's kind of like that thing of...
you can't get him the chances if he's in the team because you don't have the players to do
Yeah.
it. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
Just to say that the Swiss and the Portuguese have played each other twice this year already.
Okay.
In the first game on the 5th of June in the Nations League, Portugal beat them 4-0.
So funny that's this year. How many did Ronaldo get?
2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think he's just lacking match fitness, and I think
But I will
he will
say-
forever hate Eric Ten Hag for that.
Diogo Jota assisted both those goals for Cristiano and is not here.
And can I say, he's the kind of player, when I'm talking about Rafael Leao, I'm talking about a player who can get the ball, who's fast, can break the lines, and then can set someone up.
Yeah.
That's why I think...
Yeah. We had that conversation where Rafa Leao is the closest replacement to Diogo Jota that you have.
If Rafael Leao is playing for Milan and given everything that Giroud needs to get his goals,
Yeah.
and he is,
Then it's the same for
it's the same type of player.
Yeah.
So,
And then in the
great.
second game,
you
Switzerland beat them 1-0.
okay.
So
So anything can happen.
anything can happen. But here's one for you. Cristiano Ronaldo did not play that game.
And that's why... I say the Swiss could be rattled. This could be Ronaldo's moment. Build up momentum.
Could be.
The winner of that game will play the winner of Morocco-Spain. So,
Okay.
if every one of the favourites win,
Yeah.
USA boys, the quarterfinals would be Netherlands, Argentina, Croatia, Brazil, Spain, Portugal, England, France. And that would be one of the highest quality quarterfinals in terms of just historic nature of nation, you know. But there's no way all of that is going to happen.
No.
There's going to be upsets. That's the exciting thing.
So
As much as they're all favourites, there's a high chance that's not what the quarterfinals are going to be. And that means, Jason, we're in for some carnage.
the only rules are there are no rules.
Except for the one rule of blowing the whistle before it should be blown by the
yeah.
referees at this tournament.
Yeah.
Which you'd imagine, now that we're in the knockouts, it's going to cause more anger. Like, can I just say,
Yeah.
the Germany-Costa Rica game, they added on 10 minutes of additional time. And just as they did that, the referee's VAR earpiece wasn't working.
Yeah.
She ran off to the sidelines, had to do like a technology change.
Yeah.
She swapped it, came back out in the 92nd minute. They restarted the game. And then, exactly on the button of 90 minutes plus 10 minutes, which was the additional,
Yeah.
blew the whistle. Instead of letting it go to 12. You wasted 2 minutes of our time by changing your stuff. And you never like, what's going on?
And also, I think
That's happening a lot of this tournament.
I'd like to build on that point by saying that I remember at the African Cup of Nations, there was one particular referee who stopped the game 10 minutes too early. That was funny.
He had a heat stroke, apparently.
But
He's at this tournament.
all right. But there was a lot of kind of bits of refereeing at that tournament that people who, because obviously, like myself, you're watching the African Cup of Nations, you don't usually watch the African World Cup qualifiers or African friendlies, whatever. So it's more eyes than ever. And a lot of the African referees were getting a lot of flack. And I see a lot in the CONCACAF referees get a lot of flack. And I feel like there are things happening at this tournament that if they were being done in an African Cup of Nations semi-final between Egypt and Cameroon, it'd be like a meme. People like slagging the refs, being like, where did these fellas learn to referee and all? And that's not happening because they're hiding behind, the poor refereeing is hiding behind the endorsement of FIFA.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you see they sent someone to VAR to check an offside to the screen? They sent the referee to the screen to check an offside.
Right. Yeah. I believe what that was they were checking, they wanted the referee's opinion not on whether he was offside, they wanted the referee's opinion as to whether or not he was interfering with the play.
But he was.
But they didn't know that. They wanted the referee to decide. They said, we're checking offside, but you need to tell us.
Did it happen?
Did
it affect the play?
Did it affect the play?
Okay.
Yeah. But that was again just a moment of, it just seems there's all this kind of like confusion around VAR and everything. Here's what I was wondering. You know the fellas sitting in the VAR booth?
Yeah, there's 6 of them.
There's 6 of them. They're all wearing the referee tops. Are they wearing refereeing shorts under there? Or are they wearing full-length trousers?
They might have shorts because I don't know if in some cases the VAR room is not on site.
Because above the waist they're dressed as if they were refereeing the game.
Yeah, but I think there's been a game where I think a ref got injured and one of the VAR refs became the ref.
Right.
I believe that happened.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm talking crazy. Maybe it was the fourth
That's
official.
the fourth official. That's what he's for.
Listen.
I don't know. Unless, I don't know.
There was a funny moment on Irish TV where the ball the ball was going out of play
Yeah.
for a goal kick, and the goalkeeper went and like cleared it out for a throw in.
Yeah.
But it had gone out of play, and this time not like the Japan thing. It had fully gone out of play, and the Irish commentators, like one of them, I can't remember the names. One of them wanted the other ref not to criticize because this was the game with the first ever game with female referees.
Yes.
Refereeing men's game.
Men's World Cup game.
Yeah. So he was like, she want to be an Olympic sprinter to get in line with that, to be able to see it from that vantage point and all. And he just kept going because she got it wrong.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to be like, she got it wrong. He was like, in fairness now, from this angle it's easy to see, but where she was, that's an easy miss. It was a real like politically correct moment.
Right, just leave it. Like.
He's like, listen, your man's talking about miles out of play. Like, he was ready to have an Andy Gray moment. And your man was like, no, listen there.
No, it's an easy mistake to make.
Don't worry about
it. I've noticed with the commentators as well, it's like they have a very bad habit of
calling them like Mohammed Kudos.
Well, the pronunciations have been dodgy, but like for non-European teams, they tend to clump all of the like they say like, you know, instead of saying like the Senegalese fans always really show up, they go like all the African teams, great fans, and it's like you wouldn't like that if it was the other way. If someone just kind of interchanged Belgium and Germany and Spain random, it didn't matter really, you know, like the Spain fans were there, it's like, wow, the European fans all really know how to sing, don't like you wouldn't like that.
No.
But it's always like, the African teams, you know, these Asian teams are crazy. So maybe just relax and
more
just
RTE.
go
better than this.
Team by team.
Yeah.
Don't
they're Senegalese fans, you can just say that.
Yeah. They're not African fans, they're from Senegal. Africa's not a country.
Oh my god.
Okay, anyway, that's it. We're back on Monday.
Where
we'll
good luck
better idea.
to the USA who are playing tomorrow.
Yeah, listen. Here's something, right? If your team isn't in the World Cup, and you own soccer cards, just get a USA jersey on, because this is it.
This is the one. If they beat the Netherlands, this is one of those kind of watershed moments.
Yeah,
it is. That's the level we're at right now.
Soccer cards is about to go mainstream.
Like I seen, who did I see? Stephen A. Smith. With the USMNT.
Yeah.
And he was saying, I expect them to win. Don't lose, you know?
Yeah.
I love that. So now I think more eyes than ever are on the USA because they're in the last 16 of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And with all due respect to the USA, I think they've been here before, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, it's that thing. It's like each stage, as you said, each stage of this competition, it's not going from 1 to 2, it's going up in magnitude.
Exactly. It's exponential.
So if you get to a quarterfinal, it's going to be crazy. Imagine a USA-Argentina quarterfinal. It would be the stuff of dreams. It'd be crazy. USA-Australia as well. That would be just carnage.
Yeah.
So good luck to the USA.
Good luck to USA.
But if you don't win, it's okay. It's not bad to lose to the Netherlands in a World Cup. Happens to the best of us.
Certainly not.
So good luck. And good luck to the Aussies and the Argentinians and the Dutch.
Yes.
They're out there.
And good luck to the Senegalese. I'm all Senegal. I'm all in on Senegal.
You're all in on Senegal?
Yeah.
I mean, they're against England. Is that why?
Yeah.
Good luck to the African teams.
Good luck to all the African teams
out there.
God. All right, we're back on Monday. Have a good weekend.